Governor Steve Bullock announced today that starting June 1st, Montana will begin phase 2 of its reopening in the wake of the COVID-19 related shutdowns imposed back in March. As outlined by the governor at a Capitol News conference, phase 2 will allow restaurants, bars, breweries, and casinos to operate at 75% capacity with social distancing still in place. Gatherings of up to 50 people instead of 10 also will be allowed, and larger, perhaps, if social distancing can be maintained. And the governor says the state will be lifting the 14-day quarantine that had been required of out-of-state visitors coming into the state. As the summer tourism season begins, Bullock says the state will employ what he called a robust public health plan in tourist communities, including surveillance testing for COVID-19. Yet he also said the success of the plan will rely on visitors as well as Montanans adhering to health regulations such as wearing masks in places of public contact and washing hands frequently.
Look, every step that we take beyond a stay-at-home order and closing down all businesses indeed presents risk of more transmission. And I certainly expect out-of-state visitors to take this seriously as Montanans have.
The governor said the health precautions he's asking all Montanans and visitors to continue doing are part of a new normal in the state. Meanwhile, Governor Bullock toured a Helena warehouse today to get a look at Montana's current stockpile of personal protective equipment for the COVID-19 emergency. State workers are collecting the supplies in Helena and distributing them to healthcare providers and counties across the state. The most recent supplies to come in are an order of 500,000 N95 masks from FEMA. Leaders said they're currently looking for more of things like surgical gloves and gowns. The National Guard is also on hand putting together COVID-19 testing kits. Bullock praised agencies for working together to meet the state's needs.
By and large, compared to where we were even 6 weeks ago, we're in a great position, and we're prepared to keep our healthcare providers and first responders equipped all throughout COVID-19.
Leaders say they expect the 500,000 masks at this warehouse will be fully allocated in the next few weeks. Well, coronavirus concerns have claimed another Treasure State tradition. Cascade County commissioners met today. They voted to cancel the 2020 Montana State Fair due to COVID-19. The fair was scheduled to run July 24th through August 1st at Montana Expo Park in Great Falls. Cascade County Commissioner Jane Weber says this will help them prepare for a better fair next year.
You know, it would be a much changed state fair, and I think we could do better by sprucing up the grounds, sprucing up the buildings, getting some projects accomplished with the taxpayer money so that we're bigger and better next year.
And the commissioners also suggested planning a smaller event for the community once the governor announces phase 3 of his reopening plan. It's now easier for small businesses to apply for forgiveness for Paycheck Protection Program loans. MTN's Matt Holzaffel has the latest.
If you own a small business, odds are you've heard of Paycheck Protection Program loans. On May 15th, the Small Business Administration released the PPP Loan Forgiveness Application, which will allow business owners to change those loans into grants. This isn't a new idea. In fact, the SBA had planned to do this the entire time. Now, it's just easier.
It's an 11-page document. We really recommend that anybody that received a PPP loan go and read that document yourself.
Guidelines published by the U.S. Department of the Treasury state that loan amounts will be forgiven as long as at least 75% of the funds were used to cover payroll costs.
Some of it includes the tracking of expenses. We're recommending that if you haven't already, it would be advisable to make sure that your PPP is in a separate account, that you can track every expense incurred to that account.
There are a number of rules and guidelines laid out in the application and instruction document, which can be found on the SBA and U.S. Treasury websites.
They've been saying that they were going to do that since the start, but nobody knew exactly what that meant. And so by the release of this 11-page document, that's the simplicity of it. It's pretty darn easy.
Loans were set to be due 2 years after the borrowing date with a 1% interest rate. The CARES Act also provided that forgiveness relief is limited if there is a reduction in the average number of full-time employees during the covered period when compared to a previous period, although there are some exceptions to this. Jolene says the companies who want to apply for forgiveness should contact their bank or credit union, wherever you got the PPP loan, and let them know you want to apply as soon as possible. In Great Falls, Matt Olzaffel, MTN News.
The Great Falls Development Authority has small business development coaches and advisors that can help you decide what's best for your business. While many things seem to be a bit at a standstill, the pandemic isn't putting the brakes on car purchases. General Manager at Taylor's Automax, Dan Klaus, says that they've seen steady sales over the past few months. Klaus says they've been able to take advantage of low interest rates with deals for customers. He says it's also a great time to refinance your auto loan with bank confidence high for the foreseeable future. But inventory uncertainty looms as companies like GMC slowly turn the gears on production capacities.
It's really hard to forecast business needs, staffing, budgets, marketing, all of that when you're trying to guess what your sales are going to be, and especially if you don't know you're going to have anything to sell. So we're eagerly anticipating that getting better here shortly.
Klaus says they haven't seen as much inventory uncertainty from Nissan. The store furloughed employees back in March, but all have returned. We have more on how the dealership is keeping customers safe in the store and while out on a test drive. While test driving a vehicle on our website. The Lewis and Clark Suicide Prevention Coalition and Montana Joining Community Forces have teamed up for the Military Strong campaign. With 11% of the population in Lewis and Clark County having some sort of military affiliation, the campaign is focused on teaching local organizations and businesses about military culture. Jess Hegstrom is coordinator of the Lewis and Clark Suicide Prevention Coalition and said the goal is to help those in the military community recognize the signs of a mental health condition and lend a helping hand.
We want to make sure that everyone is taken care of, that our military community feels like they have the Lewis and Clark County community's arms wrapped around them. We want them to feel supported in the work that they do, so that they can live positive lives where if a mental health challenge does come up, that they know how to deal with it, that the people around them know that too.
Now, help is available for anyone struggling with a mental health crisis. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can be reached at 1-800-273-TALK. When we come back, the Phase 2 reopening is good news for some Montana summer camps. That story when the news continues.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back. With parents having to work from home while also providing childcare, summer camps will be a much-needed lifeline for many families. COVID restrictions have caused some programs to be canceled this summer and left many more up in the air. MTN's Andy Curtis has more on the programs and parents who are finding a way forward through the pandemic uncertainty.
Fridge calendars are looking pretty bare as many parents try to figure out just what's available for their children this summer.
Typically by end of March, I actually have an entire spreadsheet with every week lined out where they're going to be, trying to mix up a variety of camps for them to go to, like sports camps or educational camps. And right now that spreadsheet is empty.
Although there have been summer camps and programs canceled, there are still many organizations moving forward with their summer camp plans. Exploration Works here in Helena has been working with County Public Health to safely provide their camps. The Science Museum has developed a plan that will change depending on which phase of reopening the state is in, and are offering liberal refund options to encourage parents to keep kids home if they're not feeling well.
Most parents are just like, please tell me this is happening. So we're happy to say, yes, we're moving forward with it. And it gives the kids something to look forward to, and parents maybe some relief.
After homeschooling for the past 2 months, the services provided by these camps is needed now more than ever. For the kids, it's a great way to socialize while learning some new skills. And for the parents, it provides a much needed break.
Personally, I just got the news last week that the summer program that I was going to have my kids participate in for the most part of the summer was canceled. And so now I'm scrambling just like all the other parents to try to find different activities and childcare in a safe way. And so I'm glad my kids are coming to camps for a few weeks here at X-Works, but piecing the rest of the summer together is hard.
There's just this constant unknown out there right now. And I feel like we just have to be flexible and patient and have grace and maybe sign them up for some things that we know they would be interested in, and just hope that it's all going to work out and maybe I get a little peace and quiet.
Reporting from Helena, MTN News team of Andy Curtis and John Riley.
Well, one of the organization's continuing summer camps is Girl Scouts of Montana and Wyoming. Last year, they had 45 active camps. This year, they will only have 9. They will be practicing social distancing rules and following CDC guidelines. Changes could be made after evaluating camps as the summer progresses. We spoke with Christy Osterlin, the marketing and communications manager of the agency, and she told us COVID-19 has definitely impacted them.
Of course, we were disappointed, and it's even more disappointing when you see the girls who they wait for this all year, and for some they've sold cookies in hopes of getting this camp. So it did impact us.
Now, there are a couple of things parents should be aware of when signing their child up for a summer camp. Look to see what the refund policy is, and if they have to opt into a cancellation protection. See what the instructor to child ratio is, and also look into any health precautions like their child needing to wear a mask that are required by the program. We're back with the final.
Some of us could easily see over half an inch of rain to even an inch of rain over the next 36 hours. Stay with me as we break down this spring storm moving in as we head throughout the next night. Welcome back, everyone. A lot of us has seen thunderstorms all throughout the evening this afternoon, and actually right now here towards Stanford, this is where we're looking at a very powerful thunderstorm, very electric, bringing on a lot of lightning strikes. And we are seeing a severe thunderstorm watch for pretty much all of us until 10 p.m. tonight, and that is because, well, the Storm Prediction Center, they have issued a medium risk for some severe weather, and that is all the counties highlighted in yellow, and this is going to be the case for really until late tonight. Any severe thunderstorms that do develop will be able to bring with them not only damaging wind gusts, but we could see golf ball sized hail, even ping pong sized hail, and also an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. Now, as we head throughout the next several hours, we'll continue to see waves of showers and thunderstorms right around 8 p.m. looking at getting a good wave, maybe a heavy thunderstorm or two by 10:30 tonight. Also getting in on a lot of that activity heading into around 1 a.m. too. We're going to continue to see line after line of showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be severe. So make sure that you are staying weather aware by tuning into the National Weather Service, or here you can always download our free KRTV app and stay up to date with us on social media. And we'll continue to see by 2:30 in the morning when Jason is going to be getting here, we'll have that chance for severe thunderstorms too. Now we have this broad level low pressure that really encompasses hundreds of miles, and this is going to be making its way towards the northeast. And as it does so tomorrow, we'll continue to see the chances for showers and thunderstorms. So have that umbrella with you. You're going to need it if you are going to be heading out. Now, as we head into Thursday, we'll start to see clouds break apart, even though we will keep the chance for rain showers. So I don't want you to think that we're looking at a dry spell by any means, because we'll have that chance of showers and thunderstorms each and every day. Now, how much rain are we expecting on getting? A lot of us are going to be looking at flooding possibilities, especially in the city, as well as the snowpack melting. For those that live in and around streams, heads up, we could be looking at some concerns as we head into the next 48 hours. By 12:30 in the morning, in the next couple of hours, we could see looking at 0.3 of an inch of rain in Great Falls, almost that in Helena, Cut Bank, 0.3, Kalispell, over 1/10 of an inch of rain. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll look at Missoula possibly getting 1.7 inches of rain, Great Falls over 0.4 of an inch of rain, and Cut Bank looking at over 7/10. By Thursday morning, 12:30 in the morning, looking at us approaching that half-inch mark. Not quite there yet, though. Kalispell 1.07, Cutbank 0.76, Havre 0.56. Continuing throughout the day on Thursday, looking at getting over 6/10 of an inch of rain here in Great Falls. And as far as our winds are concerned, we'll continue to see possibly 20 to 30 mile per hour wind speeds in Cutbank, 10 to 20 in Great Falls as well as Helena. And then tomorrow morning, 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts. So it is going to be a breezy and rainy day. Temperatures though right now 60 degrees in Great Falls, 69 degrees in Helena. Rain, cooled air, that's when we've seen our temperatures really drop here in the Electric City. Notice tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Thursday, rain showers. By Friday, we will still see that chance of showers, but Saturday, scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then for your Memorial Day, we'll see temperatures around 72. And for our look at the capital city, 66 degrees tomorrow, keeping that chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then by Thursday, again, rain showers. Tim?
Thanks, Grant. Coming up, will there be a cowboy Christmas? We take a closer look at the impact the pandemic has had on pro rodeo in the Treasure State.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 530 News continues on Montana's News Leader.
Well, the news that Montana will soon move to phase 2 of reopening offers hope for the pro rodeo circuit to begin its season. Tom Wiley explains where things stand for the PRCA after the latest developments in Montana's COVID-19 response.
On Monday morning, the future of pro rodeo in Montana looked bleak. 6 of the 33 rodeos on the circuit schedule had already been canceled with very little reprieve in sight, so the organization got proactive.
The Montana Pro Rodeo Circuit formed a task force to set up a meeting with the governor's office. We wanted a chance to make a decision to see if it was economically feasible to host a rodeo.
That meeting happened Monday afternoon. The task force held a teleconference with representatives from the governor's office and went over the financial impact of canceling rodeo and the proposal in place to hold events with strict sanitation and social distancing guidelines.
So the economic impact is great. It's over 20 million, and that doesn't even include county fairs. That's just purely rodeo. The numbers are astounding. It affects well over 350,000 people in the state of Montana.
It was originally presumed that holding a rodeo would be impossible until phase 3, but the task force confirmed that rodeos could move forward in phase 2 if following the proper guidelines.
If that is indeed the case, at least rodeos have some more to chew on, some more to consider. And
with both sides focused on public health and safety, there's optimism that Montana's signature summer sport might return in 2020.
It's the fabric of Montana. It's what makes Montana, Montana.
Tom Wiley, MTN News.
All circuit rodeos in the month of June have already been canceled, so the target date for starting the season is July 4th weekend. Also, if the PRCA Rodeo Roundup, which is a major part of the Montana State Fair, which just got canceled, does take place, it would happen somewhere other than Great Falls. So there's about a 99% chance that it will not happen. We'll be right back with a check of weather.
One last look at radar, looking at some very electrical storms making their way into Dutton as well as past Stanford right now. So heads up, we are looking at a rainy night ahead, and temperatures tomorrow 67 degrees with scattered showers and thunderstorms. And not only for us, but also for our friends in Helena, we'll be looking at the same situation. Just heads up, severe thunderstorm watch will be lifted tonight at 10 p.m.
Well, finally, changes brought on by the pandemic have more Americans turning to two wheels. One research group says that bike sales are up 50% compared to this time last year. There are a number of reasons people are opting to ride these days. It's a solution for commuters dealing with reduced public transportation options, also a good way to exercise outdoors while social distancing. But if you're considering hopping in the saddle, now is a good time. They say later this summer, bike shop owners say some parts could be subject to tariffs, meaning higher prices could be in the offing for customers.
I need to get a bike.
I need to get a bike. I need to get out and exercise, anything.
I agreed.
That's all the time we have. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.